Hello, hello! Once again, it's Sakura Chinabi playing Katawa Shoujo. Hooray! Anyway, last time we got in a fight, or Shizune and Lily got in an argument. We sided with Lily because she's a baby girl. She's a baby girl, and now we went to class, and after class we're looking for Lily. Let's load up our save and get on to it. After we make our way up the stairs, the noise coming from Lily's classroom is audible from halfway down the hallway. I wasn't expecting such a din at all. Well, I guess we found her. This wasn't hard. Did Hanako come here first, then come to me for backup, I wonder? Well, if that's true, then at least she's starting to trust me a little more. That can only be a good thing. Eventually, the two of us reached the door to classroom 2-3, with Hanako less than subtly positioning herself behind me. I opened the door. Inside, a hive of activity seems every student in the classroom talking at once as they hurried on their separate tasks. Going by the paint cans, decorations, banners being made, it must be for the upcoming school festival. I guess my first priority should be finding Lily. ... There. Finding her among the din is surprisingly easy, not the least because of her looks. With a couple of the students gathered around her as they stand at the front of the class, she seems to be in charge of the preparations, or at least busy organizing them. Carefully navigating a path through the various students hunched over the floor for lack of desk space, I raise a hand entirely out of habit as we finally reach Lily. Hey, Lily! She perks her head up as she breaks out of talking to a noticeably smaller girl who must be her classmate, trying to listen as best as she can. Sorry, who? Sorry, Hisao. I have Hanako too. Hi! She's pretty skittish considering the number of people around. It isn't too hard to work out why. Lily takes a moment and pauses to assert the situation before turning to the other students once again. For the moment, just ask Ria for his advice. Kenji's busy with painting one of the banners already. A quick nod and she bounces off, fingers carefully sliding along the wall space for orientation. Wait, Kenji? That Kenji? I quickly turn around, leaning to the side to see past Hanako. Sure enough, in the corner of the room, Kenji's hunched over a sheet of cloth as he's painting it, his eyes remaining only inches from the brush, reminding me of how close he has to be to make out my face when I met him. Sorry about that. Our class doesn't have many students with even partial eyesight, so they're in high demand. That's right. Class 3-2 was specifically for students with poor vision. Preparing for the festival must be pretty advantageous for them. Give me a second. There we go. Need a hand? I could give you help if you need some. Maybe Hanako can help too. A chance to set her mind on something would do her good, but I doubt she has the courage to ask outright. She quickly nods in affirmation afterwards, so I'm confident I made the right move. Lily gives me a nod, noticeable sigh of relief. That's good. This might actually get finished before everyone goes off to dinner now. Would you be able to help the person painting the main banner? It's a big task for him to do, but nobody else can help. Kenji, sure. She seems surprised that I know him. I can't really blame her. I take it you met? Our room and the dorm are right next to each other. Hard to miss each other, really. Well, it's good to see you're getting friends so fast. Friends, I wonder if that's the right word to use for him. Hanako's silence during the proceedings remind me of the reason I put her up to helping in the first place. Well, gotta help him then. He knows what he needs to do, right? That's right. Just ask if you have any problems. Chorusing in assent, Hanako and I begin another track across the classroom. Kenji sits crouched on the floor, his gaze fixed on the white calico in front of him. Hey, Kenji. No answer. He continues dragging the paint-soaked brush along the large, half-painted kanji that's sketched on the sheet in pencil. Kenji? Huh? What? Who is it? If this is the way he treats his classmates, it's no small wonder he's working on this alone. It's me, Hisao. Right, I know that man. But what are you doing here, though? His dismissive attitude annoys me. He must be the type to really get focused on his work, hating to be disturbed by anyone until he's done, I suppose. While we talk, the sound of Hanako's footsteps as she walks out from behind me reminds me that she's still here. I just was gonna help you with the banner. Hanako and I, that is. Hello? Oh, I guess that's okay. As soon as Hanako enters the equation, his demeanor takes a complete about-face. His sudden fox hostility is slightly unsettling. Oh right, women, on second thought, that might have been a great idea, not have been a great idea after all. Hanako and I grudgingly sat ourselves down on the opposite side of the cloth banner to Kenji, nothing to several parts of paint tins on the ground around. Class 2-3, noodle stand. You guys are selling noodles at the festival on Sunday? Yeah, some stalls outside or something. His nonchalant nature sparks a few amounts of suspicion on my behalf. The task at hand comes first, though. So how do you want to split this up? We do borders while you do text, or what do you want to switch and do the borders? Text is mine, you do borders. He has a surprisingly strong feeling on the topic. As I reach over to grab a brush, I notice Hanako already debating between colors to use. By the time I put the brush to cloth, she's already started a delicate pattern. Looks like my idea of taking her mind off everyone around her worked. With a dark blue stroke, the three of us silently get to work. Not before Kenji takes advantage of Hanako's working to lean towards me and whisper conspiracies, though. Okay, man, why are you here? Hanako just wanted some help to find Lily, that's all. He apparently disapproves of my motives. I get it, but it looks like I misjudged you. You're infiltrating them, aren't you? Going deep undercover. I should have guessed. Letting the truth slip out by him would probably be better than outright lying or annoying him in any case. Is that why you're here? Obviously, it sucks, but there's no better way to get intel than going in yourself. We gotta stick together, man. It's a harsh school, a harsh world. Very harsh. He misses my true meaning as he leans back, satisfied I'm sympathetic to his cause. I better get down to work. Finished. Looks like I am too. Good job. The two of us connect up the lines of the pattern, mine being as close copy as I could manage at first. With a grunt, I level myself up from the floor and look around. Aside from Hanako, myself and Kenji only left off a sign, as well as Lily and a couple of students talking to themselves amongst themselves in the classroom. Looking at my watch, it's no surprise. It's getting pretty late. Need a hand? I offer a hand to Hanako, which she uses to get herself up. As she does, I can't help but glance at her wrists. If her scars extend even to there, how much of her body was burned. I feel a pang of guilt about it, however, as she quickly covers her wrist with her other hand. Looks good, doesn't it? She was surprised for a moment before noticing that I meant the banner. It does, I guess. She smiles slowly, that she feels a slight sense of pride in the result just as I do. With the floor significantly neater for the decorations being placed on the desk and shelves, it's much easier to get to Lily as we close the room. We finished the banner. I guess that's all we needed to be done. She gives me an appreciative nod. Thank you, Hisao. Hanako, if there's any way I can thank you. It's fine. Beats sitting in my room studying at this rate. I don't mind either. She nods before suddenly remembering one last person. Oh, is Kenji still in here? Just as I open my mouth, Kenji gives an answer from the other side of the room. Yeah, just finished. He carefully slides out his side onto the empty section of the shelf before quickly walking past us out the door. See ya, man. Bye. The remaining two students say their goodbyes to Lily before taking their cue to leave as well, leaving only the three of us. Well, I guess that's everyone. I hope we don't have to do anything like that again. Working past school time? Indeed, the class plans this year were ambitious, maybe too ambitious. The stall will look nice, though. She's right, it shows there's a lot of work going into them. My, I'm sure a lot of us would be glad to hear that. At least now not as much work to do until the festival itself. It's getting pretty late. Should we go? That's probably a good idea. Are you going back to the dorms as well, Hisao? Yeah, I guess I'll tag along. The nighttime lighting really makes the garden look quite different compared to the usual look of lush greenery. Things are much more calm. But things are late, and the lack of students around probably help. The odd one or two can be seen scurrying to and fro the dorms, trying to arc the most out of their approaching curfews, but no more. And all that can be heard is our footsteps, in addition to Lily's cane regularly gently tapping the ground in front of her. It's nice to finally be able to relax, a bit after the mad rush during school. Even without noticing it, I let out a small yawn. Tired? Yeah, still getting used to the flow of things, I guess. The thing with Shizune took me kinda off guard, though. I grit my teeth a little at the candid mentioning of their rather public spat. That said, I do want to sort out what in the world was behind it. Oh, about that. I'm sorry it was being so public. Shizune and I go back some ways. Her voice slightly irritated as she remembered Shizune, obviously unwilling to discuss it any further. I glanced to Hanako, her view on this, but her expression is unsurprisingly evasive and difficult to read. Either way, I guess her apology for it, even if curiosity goes unanswered. I'll be glad once the festival is over in any case. The change of topic welcoming, clearing the thickening air quickly. I can imagine my old school festivals were a lot more low-key than this. Yakuma stresses the idea of school community, so the staff likes to make our festivals and such special occasions. And yet the students are the ones who do the work? What an unfair world. Hanako and Lily both chuckle in agreement, savoring the fact that none of the staff are around to hear our grumbling. I suppose coming from a strict all-girls school helped me a bit with Yabuku. Compared to their, Yabuku is much more relaxed. That goes a way towards explaining her well-bred speech and behavior in any case. As we walk up to the dorms, it eventually comes time to leave for our respective rooms. See you later, Lily and Hanako. The two give polite nods before setting off to the woman's dorm, just next to the guys. As to be expected of such an arrangement, their staff members casually patrolling around outside to prevent any nighttime shenanigans. Walking past them, I quickly stretch my arms and rub my neck, both quite sore after having worked on the floor for so long before walking to my room. It feels good to actually have direction, although after so long in the hospital, the everyday fact of studying, homework, and teachers almost seems like a blessing. I guess things continue like this, my time at Yamaku might turn out okay. Adhering to the nurse's nagging voice in the back of my head, I set my alarm to wake up early, enough to jog again. I make a promise and I'm going to keep it. Besides, Emmy is bound to rat me out if I don't show up. But it's not all that bad. And now we're sweeping. My alarm goes off and I flail about uselessly for a while until I remember that I decided to give Morning Run another shot. I don't know if it was my greatest idea, but I'm determined to keep going. This is about my health after all. Sure thing has been great for me, but it hasn't made my existence so intolerable that I'm not going to try everything I can to stay healthy. Besides, it's all about asserting some kind of control over things, right? I can manage that. Well, I can manage anything. At least that's what I keep telling myself. Once again, it appears that I'm not alone in my run. Emmy has apparently been here for some time. It looks like she's already worked up a good sweat. Just when the hell did she come down here anyway? Oh, it's you! I forget the voice. Oh, it's you. Oh, it's you. I'll just do that way. I'm surprised to see you here again. She sounds like a nerd. What's that? Well, not many people actually manage to come for a second try. I think she had a cuter voice, like, huh? No, that's how it goes. Energetic, cute. No, that's breathy. Hello. I guess that works. Frown, annoyed passing thought. Like the rest of the track team, for instance. I guess I'll go with that. Still, it's only supposed to be volunteer basis, so not a big of a shock. And I guess it's pretty early in the morning. A shrug, and suddenly it appears that she's forgotten what she was talking about. The frown disappears entirely as she snaps back to her previous train of thought. So, come on then. What? You're here to run, right? Yes. So, come on! I find myself gradually being grabbed and yanked onto the track. Things seem to be on a mirroring yesterday's run. That is, I seem to be struggling while Emmy moves effortlessly. I find it inevitable. It's increasingly bothersome to be so easily worn out. I know I should be patient, working towards things gradually, but it's difficult to stay positive about this. We round the track and start on our second lap. Emmy seems to have grown impatient, keeping pace with me, and begins to pull away. That's when I gave out yesterday. Will I be able to do more? Take it easy. I let Emmy go her own pace, and she doesn't show mercy, pulling half a lap ahead of mine instead of an instant. I don't blame her. I mean, it's not as if I'm really putting up any sort of real fight out there, is it? Instead, I just run at a steady pace, which is what I should be doing, right? There's no need to push my limits at the stage of this. And there's no need to push my limits at this stage of the game. God, is this even worth it? After we finish the second lap, I break off again. Emmy keeps going, and almost seems to me like she's disappointed. Well, that's stupid. I don't have anything to prove to her. Come to think of it, I've got nothing to prove to myself either. I'm just fine the way I am. What I'm not is a runner. That was probably a bad idea. Maybe there's something else I can do instead of this. Getting up this early sucks anyway. There's got to be some other way to keep healthy. Walking, maybe? Nice afternoon walks? Well, that sounds good. Running isn't for me. I wave Emmy and head back to my room. I'll think of something else later. Back in my room, the first thing I familiar row of medication bottles lined up on the top of my dresser. It makes me feel depressed as usual. It's annoying though. I was okay. I thought I made peace with this thing. Gotten over it. That's the hard thing. Some days you'll be at peace with yourself and be okay with everything, but then other days you'll have a hard time just being okay. Just being like, I'm not okay, and that's okay, you know? It's okay not being okay. Anyway, let's continue. But what I did, I allowed myself to forget I have a problem. Being here really reminds me of reality, and trying to fight against it just hurts. Reflecting on it only going to do so much. I've done this before, for months. It seems like it's time to get over it. I allow myself to forget that my life is definitely not going to be as long as those others, but I won't get anywhere. My life may be different from others, but it's a life in progress. That's how I rationalize it. I down a handful of pills, trying to push the sudden dreary feeling out of my head. I prepared to head out to class early as usual. As I step out the hallway, I notice Kenji coming around the corner, stealthily making his way over to my room with a large bag. He sneaks past me, sounds like a ninja in plain sight. I call out to him, "Hey!" He jumps at the sound of my voice. "Oh, hey man, I didn't notice you there. I'm real tired." I think it's more like he didn't see me, but that's not the issue. "Where have you been this early? Shopping?" "Nah, I wasn't shopping. Something I had to visit. The math teacher. Yeah, I figured would be a good idea to find out what the latest exam is since he tells you in advance if you want." "So then, what's in the bag?" "Oh, I thought I'd go shopping while I was outside. I need supplies to continue the fight against the feminist conspiracy." Okay. I thought you didn't go outside." "I wore a hat now." I decided to point out that he is not wearing a hat. Awkwardly silent between us. Kenji breaks it by pushing his door open slowly, releasing a creaking sound into the air. It only makes a moment seem more awkward. He seems setting the bag down inside his room and closing the door. "I'm surprised you went out of your way to find out a test date. Trying to take advantage of the opportunity to study is pretty diligent." "I never study." "Oh?" "I just wanted to know the next test date. I was going to take it, duh. I just need to know so I know the day I can't afford to skip class. He usually sends out updates on that crap by phone, so I had to step out and check up on it." And why do you have to go out when you can just get it on your phone?" "Oh, I don't carry a phone." "What do you mean you don't carry a phone? You mean you just leave it at home?" "Nah, I don't use phones. I don't have phones. I have no phones." "Why don't you have a phone? You cannot have a phone. Not a phone at all, no phone." "I just don't like phones. Actually, I'm kind of scared of them. I don't know why. I just think they kind of repress trauma." But basically, when I hear a phone, I get nervous. It's my darkest secret. I have two theories on it. It's either some fear of receiving undefined, ominous, life-altering doom call, or I've been beaten with a phone in the past. Beaten so badly, I can't remember it. Beaten in the head. Well, where else could I have been beaten with a phone that would make me unable to remember it? The ass? Unexpectedly logical. I feel very depressed now, sensing this conversation is more or less over. Kenji opens his door again and prepares to head inside. Yeah, I'm gonna sleep, dude. Have a good one. Class is gonna start in like 20 minutes. I already did something today. I'm too tired to go to school. You need some lip balm? I actually bought two because I thought the store had started selling individual AA batteries. Thanks, but no thanks. Whatever, man. He swiftly enters his lair, finally letting me go to class. Alright, and we will end it here because this is a good place to end it. Alright guys, thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what your feminist conspiracies are in the comments. Anyway, remember, Bakas, stay stinky.